Hi there, and welcome to part 3 of my ongoing, surprisingly popular series, What Am I Listening To and Why? Well, tonight I'm going to be doing, as I mentioned on the line earlier, I'm going to be doing live LPs. So I'm going to take 6 live LPs that I really like and talk about them a little bit. Now, I just want to point out, this is not a list of what I think are the best live LPs in the world or anything like that. A, I can't do them unless I own them on vinyl, so it's from that collection. And B, I don't own all the live LPs in the world, but it's just some live LPs that I own that I quite like. It's not a definitive list. Don't send me fucking loads of things saying, oh, I didn't include... Right, I didn't include it because I don't fucking have it, probably, or, you know. Anyway, let's kick it off. Number 1, The Modern Lovers, featuring Jonathan Richman. Richman? Richman! It's featuring Jonathan Richman! Jonathan Richman and The Modern Lovers. From 1977. I don't know where this was recorded. I should have checked that out before I put it on. Anyway, it's a beautifully naive little album full of lovely little songs. Jonathan Richman can't really sing, can't really play, can't really write. No, that's terrible. I always kind of feel that, you know, maybe he's fucking having us on. He's really just like, he's like a children's writer. If you said that all these songs on this record were actually written for 9-year-old children, I would go along with that, because it is a bit like that. It's all like My Little Aeroplane, Hey There Little Insect, Mr. Ice Cream Man, I'm a Little Dinosaur. I think he might be taking the piss. He kind of is like a children's writer, but it's... how would I describe it? Charming. It's a charming record. I thought The Modern Lovers had Jerry Harrison in them, but I seem to have got that wrong. Anyway, The Modern Lovers live, Jonathan Richman. Number 2, I've rather obviously gone for a Clash live album. Now, I own 3 Clash live albums. I own the Shea Stadium, I can't remember, the one they brought out about, you know, a while ago, and this one, which I'm enjoying most of all at the moment. So this is a kind of, I don't know, it's a semi-bootleg. It was recorded, it's like a radio broadcast from 1979 in New York City. And this is a great live Clash album to have, because it's not been buggered about with. They've not made it all good and erased all the bad notes. But, at the same time, that night they played really fucking well. Because I don't know about you, I've heard hundreds of fucking Clash bootlegs, and I've got to say, 75 to 80% of them are fucking dreadful. And they're fucking dreadful because everyone's playing is all to fuck, apart from Topper Headens, which is, you know, it's really a fact. Later bootlegs, later live albums, Mick Jones got into having that fucking echo pedal, which, oh my god, stop it! Yeah. Echo pedal on White Riot, we do not need that. But this is a really good one because it's straight off the fucking desk, and it sounds fucking good for a kind of bootleg. It's got a really good sound, everyone plays really well, and for a change, they fucking stay in tune. The Clash stay in tune, it is. It's good from start to finish. Sometimes the vocals come in and out, Joe Strummer doesn't seem to know what he's singing half the time. Sometimes I wonder if he knows he's on the right song, but it doesn't matter, because it is good. The guitars cut out sometimes. I think they do Johnny Comes Marching Home without Mick Jones's guitar. It seems to have been sort of pulled down on the slider, but I would definitely recommend this if you're a Clash fan, especially if you're an earlier Clash fan, because this has only got up to London Calling on it. I don't think it goes any further than that. 1979 live. It's called Stay Free live in New York. The Clash. Dead fucking good. Number 3 on my let's look at live albums tonight is the other end of the scale from the Clash, but around about the same era. From 1978 we have AC/DC's If You Want Blood. Now, before we go any further, we need to look at this. Holy mother of fucking God, that's gotta be good. Yes, in the late 70s, when I was a punk, supposedly, I used to trawl through the record shows of the music shop uptown, and this thing used to always, whoo, look at me, used to jump out of the racks at me, and I used to look at it, and I didn't know what AC/DC was. I had no fucking idea, but I knew it wasn't punk. But I used to look at it, and I used to look at that sleeve, Angus Young with the fucking guitar stuck in his guts, and I used to think, that's got to be a good record, isn't it? How can that not be a fucking good record? There's no way in the world that that's not a good record. Well, the thing is, I never actually heard the album till about 1988 when I was in somebody's car and it came on, they put it on, and it was this track, Riff Raff, which might be one of the greatest live tracks ever fucking recorded. I heard it, and I was sitting in the back seat and I leaned across and I said, what's that you're playing? And they said, oh, it's AC/DC If You Want Blood. I was like, I fucking knew it! I fucking knew that was a good record! And it is. And I've loved this album since, I didn't buy it till like the early 90s, but it's fucking top. It's top from start to finish. Don't let, if you're a cool person and you like other things, don't let the fact that it's AC/DC put you off. AC/DC are fucking brilliant anyway, but this is probably number one. Not quite. There's no number ones here. We're all winners. AC/DC, If You Want Blood, 1978. You better fucking go out and buy this. Number 4. This is a band I've loved all my life, and they've been going all my life in one form or the other. One form or another, I should say. This is the RutsDC live on stage. This is from 2014, the live recording, and it's fucking excellent. You might know the Ruts, the original Ruts from 1970s punk time, something that I said, Babylon's Burning. You're probably going to know that song. Who doesn't? In 1979, Malcolm Owen, the singer of the Ruts, died, and instead of replacing them, the band sort of carried on and called themselves the RutsDC, and they've been going for about the last 7,000 years, still bringing out fucking brilliant, credible music. I saw them last year. They were not just credible, they were incredible. They absolutely were. This covers their whole fucking career from back in those days, bit of Babylon's Burning and all that, right up to the fucking kind of amazing reggae and indefinable. I can't define a genre for a lot of their music that they do. It's just, there's nothing like it. This is a top fucking record. And they just brought an album called Counterculture, which is they've only brought out, what, like 6 LPs in their whole career. They bring out an album every 5 years, but the albums they bring out are of such quality that there's no complaints. And this is like a whole retrospective live. There's only 3 of them in the band. Segs, Dave Ruffy, a guy called Lee on guitar. He's a new guy. He's only been in the band 25 years. He's new. Yeah, highly recommend this. The Ruts live on stage from 2014. Available now, leaks. Record number... Fuck, one glass of wine. Record number 5. Now, somebody online predicted I would have this band in my collection of live albums that I like, and I was kind of horrified, but they got it wrong really because they predicted the wrong album. This is Talking Heads. Name of this band is Talking Heads. Now, the person in question, they thought I was going to go for Stop Making Sense. Much as I like Stop Making Sense, I find it to be, compared to this record, it's a really kind of top-heavy, bumptious, big, everything about it's fucking massive. This is a small band playing in a small venue, and they're playing tracks from the early albums. It doesn't go past Remain in Light, so you get 77, Buildings and Food, can't remember the other one, and Remain in Light. And it's really, really well recorded, and it's just a tight little group doing what they do. And there's a wonderful fucking version of, I don't know if you know the song Pulled Up, how fucking good that is. There's a great version of that on here. This was a massive drugs record for me and my friends back in the sort of 80s. We used to do a thing called Hot Knives. Hot. Very hot. We did a thing called Hot Knives, and this fucking record I had on cassette, double cassette, was always on my mum's ghetto blaster while we did the Hot Knives. Name of this band is Talking Heads. If you want to do Hot Knives, I suggest you get this record because it's the perfect accompaniment and also goes really well with Fish. And finally, record number 6 for this, number 6 for this edition is, I don't know how many people are even going to know what the fuck this is. This is the Pirates, Out of Their Skulls from 1977. Not strictly a live album. Side 1 is live, side 2, I don't know why I'm doing that. Side 2 is studio, but the live side is so good, it's worth calling it a live album. The Pirates were originally Eddie Kidd and the Pirates from the 60s. You probably know them from Shakin' All Over is probably the thing you know. But after Eddie Kidd died, like the RutsDC, they just fucking kept on going. And Mick Green is the guitarist, and he's the coolest man to have ever held a Telecaster. If you want to know where Wilco Johnson got all his fucking chops from, he got them from this guy here, Mick Green. They had a sort of renaissance in 1977, and they kind of were popular for a bit, and they brought out this little fucking beauty, which is it's just a diamond, it's a fucking diamond R&B album. And I mean R&B in the true sense of the word, not that imaginary sense of the word that they call it now. So yes, the Pirates, Out of Their Skulls. They brought out another album called Skull Wars. They were kind of fucking cashing in on the whole Star Wars things. I mean, really, Skull Wars is pretty much a which one is this? Skull Wars is a fucking waste of time, don't bother with it. But Out of Their Skulls, it's confusing, too much skulls. This is an album that's really, really worth having. If you like your R&B and you like it fucking like that, check it. Yeah, it'll have all the stoners headbanging. The Pirates, Out of Their Skulls. Brilliant. Thank you very much for taking the time to sit through all this, and I'll be doing another one probably in a week's time. If you've got any suggestions of what I can do, great. Remember, I can only go on the records I actually own, so my lists are not definitively about what's the best and what's the greatest. It's just what's in my vinyl collection and what I've been listening to. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you next time. Give it a few days, I got a chance to listen to a few things, and I'll bring it right to you. Cheers. Hot Knives.